Tonight's episode was all about mommy issues and getting back on track with Project Catamus. But let's get right into this. Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing episode 12 of Supergirl, Luthors. And let's just take a quick step back for a moment. The Luthors are by far the most iconic villains for the Super family to go up against, and the idea of bringing them into Supergirl was just a no-brainer. I'd like to also point out that last week I was given a little flack on Twitter and on Facebook about the fact that I said that Mon-El and Supergirl's relationship were written on Bring Your Daughter to Work Week. I owe an apology. I'm sure 12-year-olds could write a better love story. So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. I guess I'll start with the little dinner party at the bar and the fact that the gang was all there in the aftermath of what happened last week. For those of you that don't remember, that would be an alien invasion of the place that's supposed to be protecting us against alien invasions, and the fact that Miss Martian went home to become some sort of freedom fighter. We get the whole what happens when Alex comes out to her friends, and you know what? It was kind of funny. But the fact is that the show is way too progressive to have any of its main characters not be cool with it. So, that just kind of got done away with. Although I did laugh when John Jones said, "I'm a telepath, of course I knew." Now, the main thrust of the plot, however, wasn't really that. The main thrust was Lena Luthor and the entire plot with her, whether or not she's really a Luthor, along with a very welcome return of Metallo. I'm really starting to like him as a villain. And as much as I'm not a huge fan of the James Olsen Guardian character, I have to say, tonight's episode used him rather well in the fight sequence with Metallo. And maybe it's just that I wasn't paying close enough attention, but that shielded armor is pretty powerful. Metallo went one-on-one with both Supergirl and with Superman, along with the other ones like him. So Wynn created a power suit that's capable of taking a pretty solid punch and still being able to absorb that kryptonite radiation that we already know is deadly. That suit is pretty impressive. One of the other things that we get is something in the same vein that I missed. We get anger issue Kara. You know what? One of the things that I don't like about the show is how cookie cutter they make her. And when she was going off and punching that metal block, it reminded me of the episode where we had her and Jimmy working out and her hanging. It makes her different than her cousin. But tonight's episode is all about trust and friendship and who you can trust and who you can't. And that's been a reoccurring theme in the Berlantiverse as of late, so I'm a little impressed. Manhunter just had to learn to trust Miss Martian. Kara and Alex needed to learn to trust each other and come out with their own secrets. Supergirl is coming out with her own feelings towards Mon-El. And of course, the main push of tonight, the entire idea of who do you trust and can you trust someone with the last name Luthor. And there's this interesting thought in the comics from time to time, one that I think they're touching on here. How bad is it that Luthor's concerned with an alien invasion? Yeah, Superman's not really a bad guy like he pretends he is, but at the end of the day, there's going to be an invasion. I promise you. In every comic book, there's going to be a superhero alien invasion, and we know there's probably one coming right here on Supergirl as well. Let's be honest, we already had a Kryptonian invasion on Supergirl, and we know there's at least one Dominator out there, and there are Dominators in this world. So, I mean, really, is being prepared for an alien invasion that bad of an idea? Alright, sorry, sidetrack. Now, Wynn's the one that actually figures out that Lena Luthor isn't behind it, that we have Cyborg Superman. And once again, I have to question whether or not he's really Cyborg Superman or if he's just a cyborg. But he still isn't as cool looking as he is in the comics. What do you guys think? What do you think of the Henshaw character in this so far? Anyway, back to my review of the actual episode in question, because the big showdown at the end is rather interesting. Because remember those suits that protect against kryptonite? Wynn hasn't rebuilt them. He did have time to build Jimmy a power armor, though. I will say I was pleasantly surprised that Jimmy didn't show up to save the day at the end. Because you see, the showdown with the Luthors happened at one of Lex's old places, which I guess doubles as the Project Catamus place, where Supergirl had to fight Metallo, and Metallo had synthetic kryptonite in his chest instead of real kryptonite, was going to blow up, and well, you saw what happened. Again, I kind of half expected Jimmy to have to come rescue her. The fact that he didn't was kind of cool, because I thought that was going to build the whole trust thing for this episode. It was a nice twist that she just saved her friend on her own. There were also a couple of things that I wanted to point out, though. Little Easter eggs. Specifically, the CW had another show that was about Superman called Smallville, and the Easter eggs were for it, because we had Lionel Luthor, who was Lex's dad in that show, and we also had the fact that Lex and Superman were friends and even went to the same hometown for a while. All of those were things Jimmy just happened to drop, and were all Smallville, not normal DC meta plot. And then I want to just talk about the end of the episode. Well, at first I was going to say the end of the episode that doesn't have to do with the relationship, because I really liked all of the Kara and Lena stuff. I am wondering if that chess piece at the end was supposed to indicate what I've been worried about from the beginning, and them pulling the rug out from under us. But there's part of me that has to admit, they actually didn't do too bad with the relationship thing at the end. And it looks like next week we're going to have the mystical imp from the fifth dimension. So I'm really going to suggest that it's going to be crazy. So why don't you subscribe to my channel and like and share this video so that we can build a community. And then you can come back here next week and I can try to dissect what is probably going to be the most batshit crazy episode of Supergirl. And maybe you could watch some of my other videos in the meantime, as we take a walk through the heart of the stories we tell. Thanks for watching.